Hello, we're glad to have you join us on Nationwide. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ruth Aguilera. Nigeria is sending a clear message to the global oil community that its investment landscape has changed and the country is open for business. Speaking at the Engineering, Procurement and Construction Companies Deepwater Investment Roundtable, Minister of State, Petroleum Resources, Oil, Senator Henneke Nlukobiri, urged major oil companies to return to Nigeria, assuring them that previous concerns have been addressed through bold reforms and investor-focused policy shifts. Lydia Thompson reports.
The government says Nigeria is open for business. It is not making a statement of intent, pointing to the reforms implemented, the policies enacted, and the partnerships already built. Nlukobiri emphasized that the changed landscape confirmed by international oil companies who are members of the Oil Producers Trade Session are seeing the results. He acknowledged that some engineering, procurement, and construction companies had scaled down or exited Nigeria due to legitimate concerns in the past, such as contracting inefficiencies, regulatory ambiguity, security issues, and fiscal uncertainty. He stressed that those reasons have been significantly addressed through the Petroleum Industry Act by streamlining fiscal terms, strengthening regulatory clarity, and commitment to project security in partnership with security agencies. The minister therefore appealed to international oil companies and deepwater operators to continue making final investment decisions, reiterating that the EPCs will not return if there are no projects to work on. Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
The northern Nigerian minorities have pledged total commitment to the success of the Renewed Hope agenda and the APC-led administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu beyond 2027. The group said the presidency has changed the age-long history of being heavily sidelined on governance, low infrastructure development, and poor human capital and entrepreneurial growth. The stakeholders lament the position of other groups who often attack the government for not carrying the zone along, saying the minorities are pleased with the national government and will support it for continuity and progress.
Look at the facts. How can anyone in good conscience say President Tinubu is anti-North? The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, the Minister of Defense, the National Security Advisor, the Chief of Defense, the GMD of NNPCL, the MD CEO of Ajaokuta Steel Company, the very cerebral Minister of Information and National Orientation are all Northerners? Or is there any other North unknown to we, the minorities of the Northern Nigeria? Creation of the Northwest and North Central Development Commission, which came into existence by the vision of one man to tackle our region's unique challenges and begin the narrative of equitable allocation of resources.
The group appealed to the president to remain resolute in his continued efforts to diversify the economy and guarantee national security. Now, people who engage in examination malpractice are getting more sophisticated with their exploit in the use of technology to beat Nigeria's admission system. We have a fresh report by the Special Committee on Examination Infractions set up by the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board exposes over 4,000 cases of finger blending and nearly 200 instances of AI-assisted impersonation during the 2025 Unified Matriculation Examination. Olainka Ojo will tell us more.
On the 18th of August 2025, JAMB inaugurated 23-member technology-driven examination malpractices detected during the 2025 UTME. The panel was given 6 terms of reference. After 3 weeks of probing rising infractions and reviewing JAMB's systems, the committee discovered that beyond finger blending and AI impersonation, there were 1,878 false disability claims, forged credentials, multiple national identification number registrations, and collusion between candidates and examination syndicates. The committee recommends measures such as cancellation of fraudulent results, legal reforms through amendment of JAMB Act and Examination Malpractice Act, as well as cultural reorientation to tackle the menace.
Strengthen mobile-first self-service platforms, digitalize correction workflow, tighten disability verification, and ban all school-led registration.
For JAMB,
the next is action. We are going to look into the reports and implement. Whatever is beyond JAMB, we go to the appropriate authorities, including the Ministry of Education and the National Assembly. That's exactly what we will do.
The report, aside exposing fraud, also charts a new course for transparency, fairness, and meritocracy in Nigeria's admission process. Olayinka Ojo.
By working together, Nigerians can close the gap of digital exclusion and open doors to a brighter and inclusive future for all. First Lady of Nigeria, Olumi Tinubu, stated this in a message marking this year's International Literacy Day with the theme Promoting Literacy in the Digital Era, with the celebration challenging the nation to empower its youth, women, and the underprivileged with tools to thrive in the digital world. The First Lady expresses strong conviction that a literate population is the foundation of boundless opportunities. So as the world observes the International Literacy Day, there is the urgent need for functional literacy skills in an age increasingly shaped by technology. The Minister of State for Education, Professor Suwaiba Ahmed, notes that while global literacy levels have continued to improve, millions of people still lack basic reading and writing skills, barriers that limit access to education and opportunities.
Now, across the country, we are conducting a comprehensive mapping exercise to identify those who are out of school or non-literate. With this data, we'll be able to enroll millions into literacy programs that are relevant, inclusive, and empowering.
Today is a call for action to every one of us here that are educators, to every one of us here that are advocates, and to everyone here that are community builders, to reaffirm something powerful, that literacy should not be a privilege reserved for a few, but a right guaranteed for all.
It is a powerful reminder that literacy is no longer just about the ability to read and write on paper. It is about empowering our citizens to navigate, critically evaluate, and thrive in a world increasingly shaped by the digital technology.
World as a reminder for governments and development partners to breach the digital divide and guarantee quality education for all. Governor of Katsina State, Umar Dikurada, has called for collaborative efforts to transform libraries into beacons of innovation, inclusivity, and empowerment towards ensuring that no community in Nigeria is left behind in the pursuit of knowledge. Education also. The governor was speaking at the 9th Annual Conference of the National Library held in the state. Suleiman Kodogi reports.
For librarians to perform effectively, there is the need for a change of positive attitude to continually improve on themselves through personal efforts to acquire new skills and competencies to remain relevant and drive the repositioning of public libraries across the board.
Most of our libraries are empty, so that's why the students don't like to go to the libraries.
One of the factors that contribute to poor reading culture in the country, as we found out, is that most of them because of technology.
There is need to change the trajectory of what they are. That is innovation. It is no longer the armchair waiting for people to come in and read.
Even in the advanced nations, libraries have been the center stage of public information.
The government actually has to restore and take responsibility of establishing school libraries and then public libraries.
The 3-day annual conference is with the theme Repositioning Nigerian Public Libraries, Innovation, Inclusivity, Empowerment and Partnership. In Katsina, Suleiman Kodogi, NT News.
The National Orientation Agency is urging parents, school authorities, and relevant government agencies and other stakeholders to stand up against the prevailing practice of signing out and the heavy expenses the parents are made to go through, especially by private school owners, all in the name of graduation. Condemning such practices that erode national values, the agency emphasizes that such ugly development must be nipped in the bud.
When most institutions graduated, some students completed their exams, and you see on campuses, many of them, they wear white shirts on that day. And they come to school, and people are inscribing all kinds of things on their shirts, some healthy inscriptions, some unhealthy inscriptions. And following that, many go into drinking and blasting all kinds of things. And we have witnessed so many unhealthy practices accompanying these kind of celebrations. In secondary schools and primary schools, there is also a heavy emphasis on graduation ceremonies. There are secondary schools and even primary schools that the schools levy parents' graduation fee as much as 100,000 naira per student. That is not the essence of going to school. And we want to emphasize values that will take us forward. Nigerians must stop this. That is where Noah stands.
The agency also highlights efforts by the government to promote education and job creation through the NELFund scheme and the National Youth Investment Fund. Other areas include awareness campaign on flood mitigation and imbibing the culture of security consciousness. President Bola Tinubu expresses sadness over the passing of Chief Mrs. Leila Apinke Fowler, a lawyer, renowned educationist and founder of the Vivian Fowler Memorial College for Girls in Lagos. Madam Fowler, mother of Babatunde Fowler, former chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, died at 92. President Tinubu, in a statement, describes her death as a massive loss to her family and loved ones, praying that Almighty God grants her soul eternal repose and comfort all who mourn her passing. All right, we'll get to Lagos now, where we join Adiola. She will be giving us the next set of reports. Hello, Adiola.
The newly appointed trade envoy to Nigeria, Florence Shalomi, has highlighted fintech and the creative economy as fundamental areas of collaboration between Nigeria and the UK to promote economic prosperity. She disclosed this during a meeting with leaders of Nigeria business community in Lagos. Amaka Owo reports.
Lagos is set to have the fast-growing, innovative fintech ecosystem and creative economy. Definitely, this suggests the commercial nerve center as a favorable investment destination and has given rise to the recent visit of government officials from the United Kingdom to Nigeria with the objective of extending operations of British businesses to Nigeria. Officials of the British High Commission say the strength of the commercial relationship between Britain and Nigeria is valued at £8 billion, with an annual growth put at 9%.
The two countries already share a deep history, cultural ties, the language, food, the culture. There is influences of Nigeria right throughout the UK and vice versa. So it's how we build on that to look at supporting economic development, to look at supporting job creation, to look at supporting those key trade deals. So you've got schemes like the E-tip, you've got schemes like the developing countries trade investment, which is vital for Nigeria.
The UK seeks to deepen its trade partnership with Nigeria, especially in the areas where they have the advanced experience of value addition, such as the fintech and the creative sector, where Nigerians are set to occupy a predominant position at a global level. In Lagos, Amaka O, NTA News.
Industry players believe that tangible actions and roadmaps should be made towards actualizing the benefits of the 5 MOUs signed by Nigeria and Brazil, which ease a fallout between both countries. Amaka Owo again reports that the connection between the two countries is a symbiotic relationship beneficial from all frontiers.
Nigeria and Brazil are popular countries with the largest economies within the continents they occupy. Both countries have significant cultural ties that date back to the colonial era. The 5 memoranda of signed between countries during recent visits of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to Brazil centered around 5 key areas. Bilateral services agreement brought about the first direct flights from Brazil to Nigeria.
The President is also a very important milestone on the cultural path, and Nigeria was also belonging to the
in the perspectives, other areas of government, countries, cooperation, political consultations, technology, innovation, cooperation, benefits the two countries.
Technology and innovation to stop transformation and renewable energy, making industries more productive and competitive. In Q1 2025 and contributed over 10% of GDP in 2025.
Nigerian investors have been advised to take advantage of the investment windows between Nigeria and Brazil by that made jeopardize opportunities.
Those airports from Lagos and just with
September 2025, and this happens to be a Sunday. Why I decided to dedicate this to God for all His blessings in my life and happy birthday. I wish to appeal to those who would like to say birthday, cakes, flowers, greetings in the newspapers. Okay. Should please send funds to the or a special the completion of the National Library. This will be the birthday I could receive. My love for education has informed my decision to dedicate this worthy cause. This fund for this the Federal Ministry of Education under the 5 Fund. Send my account number 131 4977. Thank you for joining me in this project. God bless you.
keep turning. Behind the vision, its action of no hope or leadership. Life has transformation feels like a miracle. Progress, peace, left to chat from and sky, river, guardian, opportunity for Rashi's quite hydropower. The change is visible. Revolution, how young minds should each year to build the future as hard work.
Beef, chicken.
Your favorite authentic people price G at 20 now with graphic ensure you the premium product to be buy. The graphic seal is not on the back. Or is big rice this side that you tasty worth what about every time you enjoy your favorite meal. Coma, effective weapon.
To identify changes of malnutrition to enhance status of children in the state. This was during the distribution of small quantity supplement for children in Joe.
The small quantity lipid-based nutrient supplement was procured by the department in an effort to combat malnutrition among vulnerable populations in the state. This routine the beneficiary, the state governor, acknowledges the contribution of UNICEF in child nutrition market fund mechanism, which assists the community intellectual development of children in the state. The state government promises to support for 80,000 children across the state for a period of 5 years. Stakeholders reached out to addressing challenges of nutrition, particularly grassroots. Jos, Joma Osmena, NTA News.
In an effort to export activities, the government has distributed modern sporting equipment to the 17 local government areas of the state. Laguna Party.
Sporting equipment distributed include table tennis and badminton sets, football suits, and books, among others. The sport equipment is part of numerous education interventions aimed at improving learning in primary schools, motto as the state is known for churning out athletes and sportsmen over the years for both national and international activities, benefiting schools and optimistic that gesture will help in enhancing the sporting abilities of schools as well as exposing them to football talents.
You've given us the mandate to supervise how they are being used. Not for us to give them in our houses.
For the state universal basic education, the state government's proactiveness in facilitating the education is commendable. Caution the benefiting schools to use the items judiciously.
This equipment are not to be kept in the offices. Once we and every school that has the equipment in the offices, we will collect them and give it to schools that need them.
When we discover talents, we want to train them to professional field of endeavors so that they can be used to themselves and their various societies.
Jos, Priscilla, Group 9, NTA News.
Our contribution from Jos, last group in Abuja for the mission of nationwide.
From Secretariat has convened a media pilot in Abuja aimed at strengthening dialogue and public awareness on these farms across the country.
For years, the relationship between the Nigerian force and the public has been trained by mistrust, allegations of conduct and poor service delivery, but ongoing reform, accountability, professionalism, and community engagement. Professor Olu Ogunshakin, who is coordinating the Police Reforms Secretariat, underscores the critical role of the media in shaping public perception, promoting accountability, and amplifying the objectives of reform.
Our strategic objective is to have approach for all the reforms that is taking place. So when we say we are coordinating the activities, we are implementing as well as implementing a lot of
of the policemen, public engagement is what Partners Foundation with the UNDP and the police are doing.
Representatives of partner organizations reaffirmed their commitment to supporting Nigeria's effort in building a more effective and people-oriented policing system. The media engagement is seen as no milestone in the society life to build trust, improve safety, maintain momentum. Nigeria's reform agenda. Francis from NTA News.
Nigeria is witnessing a renewed push for the establishment of state police. Challenges. Guest on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria. Some security agencies, these lack constitutional recognition, limiting the effectiveness and accountability. They want constitutional recognition, contextualizes not particularities, and ensures what obtains the state. Play more from Samson.
Response times and it rely on both
that are quite also in terms of dismantling criminal actions, kidnappers enclave, persons and entities that were hiding in the census on government system in the last 2 or 3 years.
Nigerians have never warned about the potential of power and politicization. The debate center on balancing contributed it to mitigate executive recklessness by governors, ensuring the success factors are established.
I support the police in response to what Mr. President said. And all the people that were responding are saying they are just afraid of how the governor sees it.
Put the necessary framework for it to work effectively in Nigeria. So, at the moment, in my view, the necessary framework has not been created for police to work efficiently and what we have at the national police.
If we have police, the crime rates in the states will definitely improve.
The guests are unanimous as security perceives calls good louder for constitutional reform to form a mission to provide safer communities, upholding legal and human rights protection nationwide. Lydia Samson and continues.
Of an unidentified male was company transformed from Borno State University. Preliminary investigations revealed that the disease electrocuted in an attempt to vandalize electrical installation. The command has full investigation here, while the body has been evacuated to the hospital for proper medical procedures in collaboration with the Borno State Fire. Vice President Takuma has expressed deep condolences to the government and people of Borno State for the recent terrorist attack many lives in Bama local government area. State the senior special assistant to the President of Media and Communications Office, Vice President Stanley Nkwacha. The Vice President reiterated President Bola Tinubu's directive to the armed forces to renew security review strategies, including the deployment of advanced military hardware and surveillance equipment to eliminate terrorist groups across the country. The Vice President offered prayers for the bereaved families and assured both the state government and affected families of federal government in addressing the security situation. Following recorded incident flash flood in local government areas, Yobe State Emergency Management Agency has activated preparedness to protect the community in high-risk areas from the devastating impact of seasonal flooding. Reports.
25 seasonal flood outlook and prediction by NISA have become realities. Many communities across the country have already been impacted of the effect of flooding. Yobe alone, flood recently displaced 12,470 persons. With many communities at risk of press conference, state emergency humanitarian strengthening emergency response, resilience, unveils a comprehensive preparedness action plan for implementation.
Applying the attention, the state continues to plan. And putting our forces, we cannot respond effectively with disaster, but also build the resilience of for safer, more.
By the State Humanitarian Agency showed that from the 521 households affected by equal windstorms of period 4. With 7 fatalities recorded in Maturu. Yunusa Suleiman, MTN.
So let's join Yunusa Suleiman into this active community going with Yunus. Please go ahead.
We have seen how the was threatened by flood. Immediately relocation of hours after flood came and swept away the community. So the essence of this is to save lives, and the entire community has been saved from the development. the community located. Basic amenities have been provided, water, sanitation, clinics, and the State Emergency Management Agency has flat. A particular community may be flooded in a few days, and waste time evacuating that community. That is the essence of this.
Raised the alarm ahead of the Lagos Waterfront Summit, November 11, 2025. John Ken Akpabia reports.
For waterfront infrastructure development, Lagos Lagoon is multiple threats, including pollution, illegal fishing, sand mining, and climate change. Revealed that over 10,000 meters oil, textile, and manufacturing activities. This waste nowhere contains green chemicals at serious risk to human life and health.
Thinning out of alarm. What would happen? Should, God forbid, should this natural disaster strike? What do we do? We're also dealing with the issues of
also want a rapid urban expansion into wetlands. Activities such as dredging and land contamination are in natural habitats and altering the lagoons.
So this is our eyes. Even to folks going on the find out now, they used to dredge sand from 40 meters to pump.
The next waterfront pressure on the lagoon experience is expected to bring stakeholders together to chart a sustainable future for the city's waterfront. In Lagos, Joy Abuya.
It is a new dawn. Bring youths stepping to the digital future. Globotech, marking its base, 3,000 young men and women on its Tech 1 million project, an initiative to equip 1 million Nigerians with free 2029. Justin.
The color gravity will palpable. 3,000 graduates beamed with pride, each now armed with in-demand digital skills to thrive in today's tech-driven world. For them, this wasn't just a certificate. Ordinarily, such training would cost up 100,000 naira.
That we empower them to compete in tech-driven economy.
1 million project in 2020. Secondly, Globotech into 1 million youth over 6 years. They give us the backing of professional bodies and universities. But Dr. Ashok says the journey requires more partners.
We might not be able to do a lot of things.
Courses like this are very important. So
to people. We need to people that we know that in the coming years, and advance and work is advancing.
For granted for more than 7, it was hope, empowerment, and a passport to relevance in a fast-changing world. Global change looks ahead. Want to make good food celebration. Future is digital. Nigeria youths are ready to light the world. Just better.
All right, let's take a break.
Oil. Mom can transfer a frown to no thanks into yes please. Of views and also providing pacing fabulous matters with their arms love or
not right ways of seasoning you can ruin your meal, money, and confidence. For a taste of fries, choose
One's great for good for soups, stews, and jollof. Terra food.
Migration on the at home. Tuesday live every Tuesday at 10:30 p.m. and as ever.
You aspire to be the prestigious through NEA colleges and affiliated around 100 Bell University Zaria, with jam schools, 100 school, and with 5 question by for DSC, mass negation, NBE approved diploma courses in film and television production, broadcast journalism, engineering. The college at the training herb with professionalism offers specialized courses in other related fields. For more information, visit our website.
Make a door for criminal elements. This includes special security corps, the only buildings to called groups, as well as the strengthening of the operational capacity of security personnel. However, this effort seems to have of passengers and murder of operatives of the NCDC. Although the police say they have rescued some of the passengers and are reporting that of the remaining citizens are concerned.
These so-called kidnappers, they live there. Yes, aiding and abetting. People are people travel. When you look at this, every sector of the country, they have human food. It traumatize people. They don't want to use their hand to government to do everything for them.
From the world, you know, the government something about it.
They also make suggestions concerned bring perpetrators of crime to justice.
If crime continues, who reviewing our strategies. There should be more budget allocation. There should be more equipment and modern technologies in these crimes can be handled.
Citizens look forward on ease to what line of action will adopt to raise civil safety levels in the state. In Shibong, NTA News.
Peace so obey gathered on efforts by the government, state government rather, to ensure that residents of Benin are safe. Please tell us.
Amended kidnapping prohibition law, which is signed and ensured implemented. The criteria for this law is that kidnappers will now the penalty for that the community passport despite the state government and this
Final question before I let you go. Residents. Okay, so as it is for the business of insight on the state government's efforts in helping the state. Well, these are collective responsibility, I'm sure. It's urged Nigerians and state to take advantage of the ongoing validation or to register and strengthen
validation whose permanent vote has previously and missing, damaged or stolen. Those who have attained the age of 18 as well as residents who have predicted in theaters. That the revalidation will help determine true districts and ensure that all eligible voters are captured in the register.
There are people who feel that are married. So we take note.
Some validation of
from the National Report